Wonder if this is always going to feel uncomfortable to like talk on camera. Something about it. It's new still. It's new. Doesn't feel natural. It's possible that it could just not be my jam to do. But we're still gonna give it a solid go. It's like learning how to do something new. New things always feel uncomfortable until you until they start feeling comfortable. Everything feels uncomfortable until it doesn't feel uncomfortable anymore. How about that? That sounds pretty accurate to what I'm going through. Just feels uncomfortable. And I don't know how to fix it. Don't know if there is a fix for it. But I'm just going to show up to it. I'm going to take a solid swing at it. And by it, I mean YouTubing. Don't know if it's for me. I don't even know if I should feel the pressure to fill the space with talking, or if it's interesting to watch me paint. Also, it might not be interesting at all. This might just like go into the dark corners of YouTube and never be discovered. Which I guess is fine if that's the purpose for it. And then that's the purpose for it. Who knows? Just felt like I should give it a try. And so I'm trying it. I feel like there's a lot of fear in trying new things. It's the fear of embarrassment. Like, this is super embarrassing. It feels so embarrassing to just like be here alone in my garage, not in like a real fancy studio like most y'all artists are up on the Instagram or on the YouTube. It looks like you guys know what you're doing. Like when I watch videos of like artists in their studio, I'm like, is that their full-time job? Or is there some other like side hustle that they just never talk to? Like me. I'm like debating right now in my mind whether or not I share like what I do as my side hustle. Not that it's like a huge secret. For a long time, I did a lot of artwork for a sock company, but along with the economy and just like the state of unsteadiness, unease that everything seems to be in, that kind of gig is coming to an end, which is interesting because it's like it led me to trying out this YouTuber life. Like, is it possible to make money doing YouTube stuff? Is it for me? Am I going to fall on my face and just look super stupid doing it? Or will it end up landing and sticking with people? I don't know. I feel like maybe everyone should try. If you have like the inkling to just try it, just try it. Like, why not? The worst thing that could, I think, happen is that I like feel embarrassed. I think that's the worst thing that could happen. Which in the end is really not that big of a deal. Like, you get embarrassed. Okay, so what? What's the big deal? Tell you what I am afraid of right now. It's like, I shouldn't be afraid of this. Like, I'm working in a big painting. I should be braver with the amount of paint that I use. I feel like I hold back a lot. It's like I don't want to waste because the paint is expensive. But look at me deciding to do a huge ass painting. Because big paintings are cool. I think it's fun. It's like a giant project. Look at this. It's massive. And this ain't making me no money yet. Of course it would if someone was like, dang, that's dope, I want that, let me buy it, I want to hang it in my house, in my business, in my this or that. And if you want to buy it, you should definitely hit me up. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I don't know what I've said, and I haven't said in the last video because it's like, I black out. It's like I black out during them. So like this is it's a painting of a skate spot in Portland. Portland, I like saying it like that, Portland. Portland, not like Portland. Portland. Everybody here says Portland. It's not even spelled Portland. It's Portland. It's like the land where the port's at. Bruh. People always gotta try to sound cool with what they is. Portland. I mean, that's just the local accent. I'm the weird one. I'm the weird one. It's possible. It's very possible I'm the weird one. This is like weird. It's like you would think that an overpass is just one color, but it's kind of not. It's kind of like so many different versions of gray, the way the light and everything's hitting it. It's hard to nail. What I do know is that I think this is looking way more green than I want it to be. I want it to be less green. That's the wonderful way to describe it. I want it to be more or less green. I want it to be like more or less like saturated. There is a dog barking. Do you hear that? Got a dog barking up in this hood. Oh, look at that. That's like heck of orange. That's way more orange than is actually happening. But that's fine. Maybe it's going to help gray this out a little bit. Gray it out. It's too green. That's getting grayer. Which is good. This is too light, I think. I'm just talking out loud about lights and darks. Kind of sitting here being like, what to say, what to talk about. What would be interesting? Maybe sometimes saying nothing is better than saying something that has nothing in it. You got nothing to say? Don't say anything. Just don't fill the air with noise. I'm gonna just like take out a lot of this color. Going white. It's gonna end up probably looking way lighter than what I want, but I think it's gonna help with just like overall graying it out. It's like I got my highs and lows kind of like where it's supposed to be. I just don't like the color of it all. So this is gonna help me muddy the waters. It's like maybe people don't like it when paintings look muddy. I'm not going for muddy, but I'm also not going for like bright, vivid colors. I'm going for like concretes. Going for concretes. Concretes and asphalt. In those spaces, that skateboarding takes life. Takes life, takes light, becomes what it is. Oh. One thing I noticed when I'm like back in LA, it's where like I lived for like 10 years, is that I like realized like, oh, of course skateboarding was invented here. This whole place is just like, the whole city is a skate park. Now, what's interesting about Portland is it has this reputation of like it's raining all the time, which like it does. It rains like a decent amount of the time of the year, but the summers here are wonderful. However, the rain damage upon the asphalts and concretes is pretty rough to ride through. Things get really crunchy up here. I wonder if that's where like the muddiness comes from. I wonder if I did LA once, would they look as muddy? Like Portland's got some grit that you gotta like skate through. I haven't done any LA skate spots. This one actually, before it was this one, it actually was this like other thing that I saw in LA. I just felt weird about it because I hadn't actually tried skating it. Not that I'm like this wonderful skater, I'm not, but I do love skating. I love like this whole slappy thing going on. It feels like pretty low impact and it's just fun. Like the stakes are lower for getting hurt and it brings back the fun for me. I like can get discouraged because I'm not that good at skating. So like when I see pro level skating, which is super dope, I'm also like, yikes, I could never do that. But this is probably why slapping became such a thing, because it's like all these pros are getting older. They still want to have fun. And it looks cool, it feels cool. And it's fun. Bottom line, fun. That's why we do it. That's why we do anything, right? I think it's fun. I paint because it's fun. I hate skate spots because it's fun. It's fun for me. It allows me to like do something active while daydreaming about going back there. Which is what it's all about. Just like a continual practice of getting better, showing up, having fun. Okay. This is a good time to put this back in. Yeah, this is starting to feel more like what I want it to be. It's all kind of a feeling. It's like, does it speak to me in a certain way? Yes or no? Do I think it would be fun to hang out in this place? These are like kind of the things. I feel like it's carrying the same vibe. It's still not there. Obviously, it's not there. I got a long way to go. And this is like a big thing. It needs to get darker. I need to go darker. Do not be afraid to go dark. Let's go dark. Let's get something real dark happening. I'm going to talk to you about how I'm making dark. I'm basically making purple, and then I'm going to brown it out with some yellow, and it's getting into this like darker grayish color. Yeah, see, like that's dark. Nice. Add some dark in there. I don't want it to be as dark as like this spot, which needs to go darker anyways. But this whole thing is kind of like in this world of darkness. And that is the vibe. My camera will just turn off, so I need to check and see if this thing is still rolling. We are still rolling. We're 18 minutes deep on this thing, and we're still rolling. I'm filming on my iPhone, and it will just turn off. Fully expecting it to just turn off at some point. Because my storage is very limited. And I'm kind of doing this for fun anyways. This meaning like, well, the painting and the video, just like experimenting. So it ends up like taking off, and like I've already learned a couple things already, like how to cut in some frames and like edit some of the sound. Could get better at the sound. I'd like the sound to be a little better, but yeah, as I continue to try this out and just do it until it doesn't feel weird anymore, I'm sure I'll get better at editing in the way editing. I don't know. I don't want to do too much editing. I like the whole Joe Rogan way of like just make it, put it up there. People can fast forward or not watch, or yeah, I don't know. I'm not too worried about like keeping you captivated. Which is why I think I'm already like starting to feel a tiny bit more comfortable in this moment. I'm just like forgetting that I'm filming, not letting that affect me too much. And I'm just continuing to press on. The weird thing about this and why I'm like looking over here is that I feel like it's not quite, I need to like crop this image that I'm working on just to help me out visually. But this whole thing needs to go darker on this side anyways. This whole thing right here needs to go way darker. But also talking out loud almost like it makes my thoughts clearer. It feels like it makes my thoughts clearer. I wonder if that's like a thing. I should talk to myself more often. I guess this is like talking to myself. Especially at this point, I have no audience. Literally have 70 followers. Are they even real? Who knows? They're probably just bots. I hope they're real. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to know that there are 70 people who are interested in what I'm doing as like an artist. But for the most part, I bet these just go like unseen. So I should just pretend like I am alone. I am in my garage. Should I stop calling it a garage? Should I like, I wonder if it would help me mentally if I called it a studio? Should I call it a studio? Like, this is my studio. It's not how I would dream a studio of looking, but if I start calling it a studio, maybe I'll start treating it like a studio. And like, decorating sounds weird, but like organizing it in a way that is more like conducive. Am I using that word right? Conducive to what a studio would be for me? Shouldn't use a word I don't really fully understand. Conducive. Should look that up. But like, I think I'm kind of somewhere in using it correctly. I don't think you can hear me when I'm talking that low. Maybe it doesn't matter. Okay, do I need to move on from this? Like, it's sometimes I need to like get things to a certain spot and then stop, move on to something else. Because I can only like do so much at a time. I'm working like pretty thin. But like I always see like things that I can touch. Things that I can just like kind of lightly get it there little by little. This needs to go way darker. Whatever that is, that's gotta go heck dark. Let's pump out some more color, shall we? I am at the end of this cobalt blue. It's like so stiff, like using this plier to like squeeze it out. Yeah, look at that. I'm just gonna smash it all out as much as I can. Get a good gloopty glop of that. I have had this red probably since 2009. No. Maybe like 2007 or 8, honestly. I've used other reds instead, but then I've found this. It's like I always see it. And I realized, oh, I am using cadmium red. Might as well pull it out. And it's still good. Like, again, look how good that color is. It has gotten stiffer, but as far as like paint goes, like if it's in the tube, does anybody know the answer? Like, does it go bad? Doesn't look bad. Looks like red paint. So we're going for it. I want to use it. Don't be scared. Just do it. Nike. That's probably like one of the best advertising slogans of all time. Just do it. Just do it. I feel like to add the word just kind of makes it sound trivial. God, just do it. But maybe it's helpful because to like do something is so decisive. But if you just do it, it almost makes it more achievable. If you're just start doing the action, just show up to it and see what happens. I guess that's what it feels like. Okay, I picked up a yellow, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to pick up red and blue. Wow, that's a lot. And with dark purple. I know in the previous one I was like, oh, just use black. Which maybe I will, but I don't want to open up my black right now. I just did a bunch of blue and purple. Blue and red. And hold on. It's gonna look way too red, but I'm just gonna like prime this whole area with a thin coat of this purpley, reddish purple. Not too red. I'd like it to be more black. We're just gonna hit it in there anyways. And since I know that I was like close to what my camera has kicked off before. Oh man, and it's still rolling. Nice. Dang, I'm stepping back. I see that this is like very red. I don't know what it is like on screen for you guys, but it's way too red. What happens if I add a yellow? And not much. But what do I want to do with this? Nothing. I want to add blue. You gotta blue it out. It's too red, you add blue. Get it more closer to a darker purple. Right? Blue it out more. And now just a dab of this yellow. Just to kind of kill it a little bit. It's getting there. Still very purple, but that's what I'm doing. I'm making purple. But the yellow helps to bring it into this neutral world somehow in the color theory. Oh yeah. That is way better. The computer just went to sleep, and I don't want it to go to sleep. I like to check on it. I make frames for my own paintings. I'll just check to make sure it's still going. I make frames for these paintings, and I mentioned at this Artist Way like book club thing that I like make paintings or make frames also for my paintings. And one of the ladies there was like, "Oh, you should like do a post about making frames for other paintings, for other artists." I was like, "What? For real?" And she seemed to think, well, she, I guess, studied painting, and it was like always like a common thing, apparently, that like no one had anyone to like frame their paintings for like whenever they're gonna present or something. And she was like, "Oh, you should like create a post and offer this service, because I bet a lot of people would like do it, hit you up about it." And so I created a post today. I just published it on Instagram, and we'll see what happens. But if you find this video and you need a frame for your painting for like an upcoming show, I'd be down to help out. I can, what am I trying to say? I can, since I brought it up, I could cut in some photos of my paintings that I've framed, like right now. Boom, 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 boom. And yeah, if you need some framework done and you're in like the Portland area, then we can work something out. If not, yeah, I don't know. To mail a frame, I feel like would be expensive. So I made the post as like a Portland local thing. If you are locally here and like able to drop off, this is still like really purple. It's fine. I'll hit it later. At least it's darker. Yeah, if you need a painting framed, hit me up. Might as well say it here too. I'm down to help in the way I can. I'm trying to think of like the feeling I get when I paint, and just to like see if it's something you would relate to also. just to help your own creativity, is that like I think I could really get lost in time when I'm doing this. I can do it for a long time. The only thing that keeps me from not doing it for very long is like my arm gets tired or it's freezing out here and I'm like, I can't take it anymore. I have to go inside. Those are kind of the main contributing factors of like my limitations of what I can achieve in a day, other than having a family, being a dad, and trying to do that well also. But losing my job definitely opened up more time to do this type of work, which I'm really grateful for. And I think it's important to follow your heart. And my heart for a very long time has been saying, dive into this artist world and freaking be an artist. Like, just do it. And I saw this interview with Jim Carrey. He's talking about his dad. And then he was talking about failure and how his dad failed at a job that he didn't even want to do. And he described that failure being worse than failing at what you love doing. Felt like that quote was super inspiring. Like, yeah, like if I'm gonna fail, let's fail having fun. Plus, I just believe that, like, I don't know, God has this will for your life, and he puts these like goals in your mind, and he wants you to do them. He's like, just do it. You're lucky enough to have won the race, to start this life, to live this life. You're already winning. Everyone else is doing their own thing. Don't get distracted. Carry on and do what you're here to do. I think that is the greatest thing that you could do. Is try to listen to the calling of where you feel like your longing's pulling you, and step into that darkness. Let's say it's darkness because it feels scary, but really it's stepping into the light, which maybe is even more frightening, because then people see you, and there's the fear of messing up in front of others. There's the fear of your past coming back to haunt you. But I also think if you are not who you were in your past self, then you're good. Making active changes to do good, you'll be all right. Good is probably the will that God places in you to, whatever that is, to do. And I'm using a lot of God language because there is no greater word. You could say universe, but what made the universe? Something beyond it. Something that is God. And what is God? Something beyond anything that I could ever imagine. So it's God. That's the word I use. Sorry if it offends, but also not sorry. Because, what's there to be sorry about? I guess it's like God has always been used as an excuse to do evil or acts that are on the surface evil or just straight up evil, like murder, like freaking killing people is evil. But I believe that God is good. He creates good. Anything that is not good is not from Him. And you can argue what God allows these evil things to happen. Okay. It's the alternative is God not allowing bad things to happen, which on surface seems good, but then you've just lost free will. And I think God actively wants you to have autonomy over your life. And which is probably the most good thing that anyone can give you. It's freedom. Not control over you, but freedom. So then there's this idea of giving your life to God. It's God gave you this opportunity to live your own life. But then there's also this invitation to do it with Him, to invite Him on your life. Is that what it is? Or is it you being I've tried it my way. My way seems to not be working out. What is your way you have for me, God? Look at me giving a sermon. It's weird. I don't mean it to be like that, but it's just the thoughts that are rolling in my brain. And I'm talking out loud, and I'm going to put it up on the internet. And then who cares what happens to it after that? Hopefully people find it entertaining. And most of all, I hope people feel inspired. I guess that's most of all. Inspired to follow their own creative calling. Because believe it or not, there is a calling. And you know it. You know what it is. I'm not here to tell you what your calling is. In this moment, my calling is to paint this painting and do something uncomfortable, which is record myself. Let's see if it's even still recording. Oh my gosh. This is like the longest it's ever gone. 44 minutes. It's wild. Yeah. So be brave. You want to start the first courageous act? Put in the comments what you think your calling is. No one's probably going to read it. Maybe someone with too much time on their hands, not following their own creative calling, will read it and have something stupid to say about it. But you can't get mad at people for not following their calling either, right? Who are you to control someone else's calling? Maybe that guy's or girl's calling is to say something negative on a post. I can't imagine that being so. I feel like that comes out of more like anger of like, oh man, he's doing exactly what I could do, but I'm just not doing it, so I'm just gonna like sit here and gripe about it. I think that's where that comes from. Which is fine. Everybody's like on their own path, their own journey. And 44 minutes in, and I'm just like actually starting to feel comfortable. It's weird. Very strange. I don't know what it is about like concrete colors, but I freaking love them, dude. Like, they're like the most subtle. It's like more subtle than pastel. There's color in concrete. I don't know if you knew that. It's not gray. It is, but like, what is gray? Gray is just like the most neutral form of a color. Something very beautiful in that. I feel like neutral describes me in a lot of ways. I'm not like so overly invested in political issues. I don't understand why people get so worked up. I mean, I get it. It's important. There's important things. There's dangerous things happening on in this world right now. It's good to be informed.